Hello friends, looking at current affairs for 29th March. The news items picked up from the Hindu newspaper are these 11. We'll look at them in detail. The first one, states get warning to brace for heat waves. So this is a warning coming from Indian Meteorological Department along with the NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority. So heat waves we have discussed towards the start of March too. There was an article in which we discussed how Indian Meteorological Department has now defined what is a heat wave, and since last year it has been giving forecast regarding heat waves too. So presently too it has done that, and now it has asked states to prepare heat waves action plans, to implement heat waves action plans. So heat wave action plans is step-by-step procedure the states have to implement. That means, example like communicating regarding heat waves, ensuring first aid is available, also that school summer vacations start early to, to negate the effect of heat waves. Also, laborers who are employed in NREGA schemes, they are not assigned work during certain times of the day so that they don't suffer from heat wave like conditions. So during those times, so this is what the states need to implement, heat wave action plans. So NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority chief, also says that heat waves have killed 22,562 people in the country from 1992 to 2015. Even in 2015, the number was quite high. In 2016, you can see it reduced drastically to by about 50%. So now, since IMD has begun giving heat wave forecasts since 2016, so states need to implement these action plans now. So that is the heat waves also have been defined. You can see the lexicon, whole definitions were provided. So heat wave is temperatures greater than 4.5 degrees Celsius above what's usual for the region. So that is called a heat wave. So this is regarding that. So the IMD has already forecast above normal temperatures this summer in various states. So that is there. Even summer months last year temperature had risen compared to previous years, and it was the second warmest year since 1901, 2016. So higher temperatures are also there, plus last 3 consecutive years we have had weak monsoons. So that is where this becomes more severe. So heat stroke, hypothermia, because of which death takes place. So that is depletion of salt and electrolyte in the body. So heat cramps may occur. So such are the consequences, and these are the steps which need to be followed by the states. So warning systems have to be there, keep people hydrated. So supply oral rehydration supplements also at railway stations, bus stands. So these are some of the norms which have been put forth in hospitals, even in the administrative system, that a committee should be there at local level to certify deaths due to sunstrokes also. Then the next news item is request Myanmar to drop border fencing project. So this is Nagaland Legislative Assembly which has passed a resolution appealing to the center that it should talk to Myanmar government and permanently drop the Myanmar should permanently drop the Indo-Myanmar border fencing project. So Indo-Myanmar border fencing is taking place from Myanmar side. So Nagaland does not want this. And why? Because there is Naga population residing on the either side. So they have cordial and fraternal relations, and this border fencing would result in their communication and links to be broken. So that is why this resolution has been passed by Naga Assembly. So again, you should know with Myanmar which are the states in India which have border with Myanmar. So you can see here it's Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh. So this is Bangladesh here, you can see. So this is Indo-Myanmar border. Then the next news item is can't appoint Lokpal for now, Center tells Supreme Court. So what is Lokpal? Lokpal is an anti-corruption body. It's called an ombudsman in international terms. So ombudsman is a representative of the public who would look into any cases of corruption or complaints against public officials. So here civil servants as well as ministers are included under the purview of Lokpal in India. So this ombudsman system is a Scandinavian system. So in Europe here, Sweden is the country specifically where this was initiated in modern times. In 1809 it was established there. And Lokpal was proposed in India since 1960s, but finally 8 times even bills were introduced in the Lok Sabha to have this Lokpal formed, but it never succeeded. Finally, we saw the huge furor. Anna Hazare went on fast, and finally after that Lokpal and Lokayukta Act of 2013 was formed. So this act is already there It came into effect from Jan 2014 too. But still, Lokpal has not been appointed. Why has it not been appointed? Lokpal is at the central level, Lok Ayukta is at the state level. So that is what this act envisages. So this Lokpal body is appointed by a selection committee comprising of 5 members. That is Prime Minister, Lok Sabha Speaker, Leader of the Opposition, Chief Justice of India or a Supreme Court judge, and an eminent jurist. So here, Leader of the Opposition actually has not there presently in the present Lok Sabha. Because in the houses, what is the officially formally recognized as leader of the opposition is a political party, the largest political party, single largest, which has at least 10% of the total strength of the house seats. So that is what it should represent. So there is no opposition which has even that much strength in the Lok Sabha. So that is why there is no recognized leader of the opposition as such. That is why the government presently is saying that is why Lokpal cannot be appointed. So what needs to be done, they are saying, is that the Lokpal Amendment Act has been proposed, which is still pending in the parliament. So that will change this, that instead of leader of the opposition, it would be leader of single largest opposition party. So then after that, it will be facilitated and selection committee can be formed, and then Lokpal can be appointed. So you can see since Jan 2014, the delay is going on. And of course, this Lokpal Amendment Act has other purpose also, which is actually that under the Lokpal, it requires that returns have to be filed. A declaration of assets have to be done by all civil servants. So public servants have to declare the assets, and that has to be done by 31st March of the year, or at least by July end of the year. But this has not been done by public servants, and this deadline has been extended, and extensions are kept on given, and now in this amendment also this extension is being provided. So that is also there. So that is the Lokpal Amendment Act bill pending in the parliament presently. So the arguments which are being made here on leader of the opposition, it says that single largest opposition party leader is already used in various other cases, like in the selection committee for CVC, Central Vigilance Commissioner, CBI chief, even Central Information Commissioner. Single largest opposition party leader is substituted with leader of the opposition. So why is it taking so long for the Lokpal as such to come into effect is being questioned now, and the Supreme Court is hearing this matter. And this is the 50-year journey of Lokpal bill. So since 1963, when first it was proposed, first ARC recommended it, second ARC in 2005 recommended it, the Central Commission to review the working of the Constitution recommended it. 8 times it was introduced, Lokpal bill, from 1968 to 2011. Finally, it was here that Lokpal and Lok Ayukta bill got passed by Parliament in December 2013. Then Lokpal Search Committee is also there. So before the BJP government came to power, there was a Lokpal Search Committee also by the former government appointed. There also it faced difficulties. The members were not ready to be part of the search committee too. And then because they have to scrutinize that who should be, because in the Lokpal there's a chairperson and 8 members. So these 8 members, 4 have to be from judicial side and 4 non-judicial side. So these will be selected by the selection committee, which we saw the 5 members, in which leader of the opposition is also a member. And the amendment which is presently pending before the parliament, so it also brings within its purview NGOs. So NGOs which receive 10 lakh or above donation in a year from foreign entities, foreign funding, then they also come under the ambit of Lokpal. And these NGO leaders also, public servants also have to, those who are funding the government also will come under the Lokpal ambit, and they will have to declare their assets. Then the next news item is Army Chief to be honored in Nepal. So Indian Army Chief General Bipin Rawat will be honored with this title, Honorary General of Nepalese Army. He is presently going to visit Nepal. So this is something which has been done regularly between Nepalese and Indian Army. Even Indian Army has given the Chief of the Nepalese Army this honorary title, Honorary General of the Indian Army. So this was done on February 3 presently. So this is been continuing uninterrupted since 1969. So you should know about India-Nepal relations, how we give these honorary titles also. Then the next news item is stateless then, landless now. So this is regarding the land boundary agreement between India and Bangladesh, which has been implemented. You should know about this agreement, land boundary agreement. It was established in, and this transfer took place in July 31, 2015. So transfer of enclaves. We have discussed this quite often earlier. So there were enclaves, means regions completely surrounded by Bangladesh, and these are Indian islands, as you can say. Surround means islands means they are not in water, they are in on land only, but these are, that's why they are called enclaves. The term is not islands. So you can see these are Bangladeshi enclaves coming into India and Indian enclaves going to Bangladesh. So if this is an Indian territory completely surrounded by Bangladesh, of course India cannot govern it. But that was the status presently. We have discussed this earlier. It was a complete history of how Maharajas here used to bid their lands, and then this would be the result of it. There are also second order enclaves, to means enclave within an enclave, means a region within it again bid and lost. So that belongs to another country then. So all this has been resolved now by this land boundary agreement, and which has been put into effect too in 2015. So you can see 51 Bangladeshi enclaves in India were switched, and 151 Indian enclaves in Bangladesh were given to Bangladesh. So because enclaves where they lie, they should be with that country. So this has resulted in population here also being affected. So the population here was actually stateless. So if this is an Indian population here, and this is surrounded by Bangladesh, so they were not given Bangladesh nationality, and India could not govern it. So they are Indian nationals. So now with this land swap taking place, they were given the option, either you settle down and take Bangladeshi nationality or you come back to India. These people came to India. So this has resulted in camps being set up in India for them, and they're residing there, and now they have to be rehabilitated. And regarding Bangladeshi enclaves here within India, so they also had the option, but none of them left. Means all this land has become part of India, and these people living here have also become part of Indian, also have attained Indian citizenship. They did not go to Bangladesh. So this you can see, while no enclave developed from Bangladeshi enclaves in India left for Bangladesh, 920 people of 201 families from these Indian enclaves came into India in November 2015. And you can see this is Mekhliganj camp, then there is another one here, Haldibari camp, where they are residing. So they are now being rehabilitated. So for that there are reports that 22 crore will be spent on the rehabilitation of these 201 families. So the families here, the people here are saying that rather than giving us apartments, because that's what they are going to be given, apartments as such. So the people here are demanding that rather than apartments, we want at least some amount of land being given to us, a small house being constructed for us so that we can work. So that's what they are demanding, that they be given small pieces of land to construct houses rather than apartments. So we'll have to wait and watch what will be the government's response on this, because West Bengal government has said that if they are ready to relocate to interior parts of districts and land where land is available, they could be provided with small patches of land as well. So this is the news. Right? These are the enclaves details which are given here, how they were exchanged, and the states which would be affected here. So you can see these states in which the enclaves were Assam, Meghalaya and West Bengal. Then the next news item is Center may expand Social Security net. So Employees Provident Fund Organization is considering that social security benefits should be extended to volunteers under Anganwadi, midday meal workers, ASHA schemes workers, accredited social health activists under National Rural Health Mission. So these volunteers should also be provided social security benefits. So that's what has been proposed now. So once accepted, then it would result in this being implemented. What is also demanded is they should have lower contributory rates. So generally for social sector schemes, social security schemes, it is 12% contribution from organized workers, but from them they can have a lower rate of 10% of the income as contributed towards these provident funds. So this is being proposed. They say there is no mandatory social security cover for such scheme workers as at present. So this should be brought in so that more people come under this social security net. Also, another proposal which has come from Employee Provident Fund Organization is that the wage ceiling for social security coverage should be increased. So it means presently it is 15,000 a month. It should be increased to 25,000 a month. Means that they should come under social security coverage, because this also makes them get contribute towards social security, and government also makes a contribution for their social security. So that's why it's saying that more people should come. Under 15,000 means there'll be limited number of people. If you increase this social security coverage ceiling salary to 25,000 a month, more people will come under it and government will contribute for them too. Of course, it will result in additional financial burden for the central government. Also, this 15,000 had been put into effect in 2014 September. Earlier, it was 6,500. So that is also another proposal to increase the social security net in the country. Then the next news item is quality checks now for Coal India's non-regulated buyers. So Coal India Limited is the monopoly which supplies coal to various sectors in the country. So there are regulated sectors and non-regulated sectors. So regulated sectors are power, fertilizer, defense. So here how much coal is allocated, quality check is being done as such through such agreements. You can see here in August 2016 a tripartite agreement was executed among coal companies, the regulated sector and Central Institute of Mining and Fuel Research for third-party sampling. So to ensure that quality of coal is upheld, and now for non-regulated sectors like cement and steel also coal quality checks would be done. So this is being done by April, it would be put into effect. Here IIT, that is Indian School of Mines, Dhanbad, and so here also IIT has been established, and Quality Council of India, they will validate the quality of coal which goes to these non-regulated sectors. And this non-regulated sector coal allocation, coal consumption as such is about 20%. So this quality check which had been in news presently too, Coal India had been in news earlier too, when CAG also highlighted how Coal India is discriminating while providing coal, supplying coal to various bodies, various companies, with depending on whether they are in the public sector or private sector, whether they are old or new. And the quality of coal has also been questioned. So this is the regulation now brought in on that aspect. Then the next news item is Bitcoin not authorized by Reserve Bank of India. So this is again, RBI has given a warning that Bitcoins are not authorized by us. They could breach anti-money laundering provisions. So there should be strict precaution taken. There are financial, legal and security risks involved in using of Bitcoin. So such warning has come up again. Bitcoins, these are cryptocurrencies, virtual currencies. So these we have discussed earlier too, that how they are generated and how their transaction is completely opaque. It cannot be known from whom it went to whom. So this Bitcoins, I will give you a link of an older video in which this is discussed. You can go through that in detail. Then the next news item is Northeast may get subsidized capital. So this is regarding Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. This department is speaking about new proposals which are being worked on. So an interest subsidy scheme is already there. So this is specifically for more difficult areas including the Northeast, and also industrial policy for backward areas of Northeast and Himalayan states is being planned up. So this will ensure that subsidized capital goes to this area so that development takes place here, because major challenge is funding. So development is required, but capital is the main concern. So the cost of capital can be reduced, means there can be subsidy, interest subsidy be provided so that capital investment can easily take place. So government is working towards this, is highlighted here. Then another thing he is speaking of is, this is the secretary of DIPP, Mr. Abhishek. He says that Invest India, the National Investment Promotion Agency, in the last 1.5 years has promoted foreign investment up to $70 billion in the country. So this is a promotion agency, foreign investment promotion agency, which was established. So this has brought national investment promotion, but foreign investments have been brought in through this. Already it says 3.1 billion worth of investments have already come into the country. This much is, assured, and this much has already been brought in. Then the next news item is footage of wild Thai tiger cubs spark hope. So this is Indo-Chinese tiger. So these are found in Myanmar. So near the border with Myanmar, Thailand has also now found these Indo-Chinese tigers. They have miraculously reappeared. They had been completely wiped out because of poaching in Thailand. So these tiger parts are very much in demand, especially in China, where they have these, they are used in these traditional medicines too, and as talismans, tavis kind of thing. So this is the reason why they are poached too and are very much in demand. And now these endangered Indo-Chinese tiger have appeared again. You can see some tigers, including 6 cubs, have been captured on cameras in this Thailand, in this region here near the Myanmar border. So this Indo-Chinese tigers are smaller than the other counterparts. We know the Bengal tiger, which we have in India, and the Siberian tigers. So they had earlier roamed across Asia freely, and now they are endangered species. So only presently around 221 estimated Indo-China tigers remain in Thailand and in neighboring Myanmar. So the reasons for them being endangered is aggressive poaching, weak law enforcement, of course, and habitat loss. So this is the reason why these have become endangered. Then the last news item is how primates got big brains. So this is a study which has been conducted. It may not be very important too. So it talks about how dietary patterns result in brain size being varying. So it says that brain size can be predicted by diet, means frugivores. Frugivores means those who eat fruits. Folivores, those who eat leaves. Omnivores means in addition to plants, they also take in animal proteins. So frugivores, folivores have lesser brains than frugivores. Folivores have the least. Their brains are smaller. Larger than them is the brains of frugivore folivores, and then larger than them is omnivores. They have significantly larger brains. So this is a study being done, and this is the result which has come. So that is it. Thank you.